There is a carriage near the middle of the night train where the windows have been left unshuttered, and through them the slow dark of space drifts by the way. Snow drifts past a porch lamp, unhurried, in no need of arriving anywhere. If you settle into one of the deep seats here, the kind that hold you the way a hand holds a warm cup, you can watch the stars go by like flakes that have decided gently never to land. They are not falling toward us. They are not falling at all. They only drift, and the train drifts with them, and somewhere far below the floorboards, a soft engine hums a note so low, it feels less like sound and more like the memory of being rocked. The conductor of this carriage is not a person, but a habit. Every so often, a small brass dial turns one notch on the wall, marking another measure of the long crossing, and the lamps dim by a feather's weight, and that is all. No announcements, no stops to be missed. The train passes through a place that has no platforms, only patience, and so there is nothing here you could ever be late for. You may close your eyes between one star and the next, and open them 100 stars later, and find that nothing has changed except the gentle arithmetic of the sky. One more light added, one more let quietly go. Outside, a nebula lies across the dark like a long scarf someone unwound and forgot to gather up. It is the color of milk held to candlelight, of the inside of a shell, of dawn thinking about whether to begin. The train does not enter it so much as lean against its edge, the way you might lean your shoulder against a doorframe to listen to rain. The cloud is so vast and so slow that to it the whole train is a single mote, a speck of warm window light sliding by. And to the train, the cloud is a country it will spend the night beside and never quite finish admiring. Neither is in any hurry. There is enough night for both. In the rack above the seats, someone long ago left a blanket folded into a perfect square, and it has stayed folded, waiting, soft as a sleeping animal. The cushions smell faintly of cedar and of the cool, clean nothing that lives between the stars. A pot of something warm sits on a low shelf, never quite finished, never quite gone, the way good things are in dreams. If you are thirsty, it is there. If you are not, it waits, steam rising in a thin, unbroken thread that the gentle motion of the carriage bends into the shape of a long, slow breath. The stars come on like that, one and then another, and the carriage keeps a quiet count of them. Not because the number matters, but because counting is a kind of lullaby. One pale light drifts up from the bottom of the window, crosses the dark glass without ever hurrying, and slips away at the top, and another rises to take its place. You do not have to count with it. The carriage will hold the number for you while you rest. That is what it is for. Somewhere a comet trails a ribbon of frost so faint it could be a thought you almost had before sleep took the rest of the sentence and carried it off, kindly into the warm. Now and then the train tilts, the way a boat tilts when a slow swell passes beneath it, and the whole sky leans with you, and the nebula brightens by the smallest amount, as if it had turned in its own long sleep. The brass dial clicks, the lamp dims a feather. Far down the corridor, in carriages you will never need to visit tonight, other lights burn low for other quiet travelers, each one watching their own square of drifting dark, each one held by their own deep seat. And the whole train is a string of small lit windows crossing a country made entirely of distance. There is no edge to that distance, no far wall where the dark stops and something else begins. It simply continues, gentle and complete, and the train continues through it, and the stars continue their slow snow, never landing, never lost. And you are somewhere in the middle of all of it, warm, unhurried, counted and kept. The cloud, the color of candlelit milk, leans a little nearer. The blanket waits in its rack. The low engine hums its single note beneath the floor, and the note does not change, and the dark does not change, and the only thing that moves is the soft procession of lights across the glass. Let your eyes close if they like. The carriage will keep the count. One star drifts up the window and slips quietly away. Another rises to take its place. The dial clicks one gentle notch. The lamp settles a feather lower, and the long night goes on the way it always goes on here, slow and warm and without any far shore to reach. There is nothing to do but drift and be carried and listen to the snow of stars that never falls, going by and by and by.